Hey, today Arrowhead just announced that an update will be coming soon. They admitted that they have been rushing out patches without proper testing and mentioned that patrol spawn rates are being reverted. Also, the support team have been having some internal discussions about the recent war bond, and there's so much more to discuss. If you enjoy the video or find it informative, please click the thumbs up button underneath the video. Let's begin by discussing the recent community announcement by Arrowhead. The developers are working hard to create a better patch this time around. They even mentioned that they are going to make some changes properly instead of rushing them. So with that being said, here's what the community manager had to say over on the official Helldivers 2 Discord. Twinbeard begins by saying, "Helldivers, as many of you have noticed, something has been off with patrols and spawn rate for some time now. This primarily leads to more enemies rearing their ugly heads than they're supposed to, indirectly to players feeling overrun, kiting, and subsequently less fun gameplay. This has been the case for all players, but predominantly for smaller teams and solo playing. We've been aware, but frankly the past couple of weeks have been so hectic that we haven't been able to give this the TLC that it required. We now have, and we've concluded that it's not working as intended, and we're changing it. There might be some minor tweaks, but overall we're reverting back to how patrols and spawn rates worked before the patch that changed them a few weeks ago. We believe that this is more or less how you currently want them to be. Now, I cannot wait to see what changes they have made, and once they do make these changes and the patch is live, I will let you guys know exactly what has changed, especially with the spear, the eruptor, and all the other items." Anyways, Twinbeard does continue on, and he talks about how they have been rushing things out. For example, this is what he had to say. "We also know you want us to do things and change properly instead of rushing them, and we do as well. Therefore, implementing this will take some time. We want to give it a proper testing and review it. Heck, simply see that it works this time. Even if this means we're faced with more bugs and bots, then even the bravest of citizens would dream realistic for a while longer. We hope you're happy with us fixing the problem. Onwards and upwards." We are about to receive another patch here shortly, and the best part about the whole situation is that the developers admit that they are going to make some proper changes without rushing the whole patch. We all had a hunch that Arrowhead did not do the proper testing when it came down to the patrol spawns. I came across a planet where I had at least 4 Bile Titan spawn and a bunch of chargers, so yeah. Hopefully this time we will see a difference and be able to enjoy the game again, because previously it was very difficult to a point where I'm using all my stratagems and ammo. What are your thoughts on the change? And better yet, tell me what's the worst patrol spawns you have experienced. Let me know in the comment section below. Next, a Discord member pinged the community manager about the upcoming patch and asked if they were serious about rushing patches. This is what the member asked. "The patch announcement implies that AH legit doesn't test the stuff they push out. You for real?" The community manager Twinbeard responded with, "There's more testing and not enough testing. We've been under a lot of pressure since the launch, and cadence with updates have been high, maybe too high. We need to slow things down a bit so as to avoid simple mistakes and burnout. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Thanks for your input." This is what we all have been wanting to hear, just some clarity, and to have them admit that they did rush the last few patches and war bonds. No excuses, just admit that it was a mistake, and it's evident that the latest Polar Patriot war bond was definitely rushed, considering the weapons were not up to par with the other Warbond weapons. What I'd love to see is the Eruptor fixed as well as the Spear. The developers have mentioned recently that they are cooking up a patch to fix the Spear Stratagem. For example, here's what the developer Evil Boss had to say in response to another member about the Stratagem. Evil Boss says, "Fix is cooking for the Spear as far as I'm aware." Okay, so again, we should see the Spear lock-on bug fixed in the next upcoming patch. Also, side note here, I'm not too sure if the personal order bug will be solved by the time you all are diving into Helldivers 2, or by the time you're watching this video, but there's currently an issue as of right now. Twinbeard asked someone on the Discord about the personal order by posting this right here. "Is the daily/personal order bugged?" A member replied to the community manager by responding with this: "What is the daily/personal order supposed to be? Kill 5 what?" And lastly, the Twinbeard responded with, "Working on it." Continuing on, a support team member admits that Arrowhead team is aware of the disappointment with the Polar Patriot war bond. There's a member here who had this to say in response to the patch, or better yet, the hotfix from yesterday. This user says, "Right, nothing like new stratagems or anything, but can we expect balancing for weapons, or is it strictly hotfixes like crashing and friendsless uses?" To which the support team member replied with, "It is mostly a way for us to address some commonly reported crash issues and some other technical stuff. More information should be revealed soon, just hang in there for a few more minutes. Then a different member replied to the support team member by saying, "Not gonna lie, we need a patch ASAP. Optics are not great on many communities for the latest Warbond. Just want to make sure the top priorities, as well as bug fixes, of course." Then the support team member Omnivore responded with, "I know, we know there have been a lot of discussions internally about how poorly Warbond was received. We're not blind to our community's feedback." Speaking of the latest Warbond, I'd like to know if you all have noticed something about it. The latest armor on the third page in the Polar Patriot catalog is the exact same armor here. So as you can tell, they reskinned it or colored it differently. I did not notice this at first until someone brought it to my attention. Personally, I did not find it a huge deal, but to be fair, I would love to see some originality next time. So this way I feel like I am receiving some new armor and not the same one. If that's the case, allow me to color the armor the way I want to. I don't know. Anyways, what are your thoughts on this? Is it a big deal or not? Let me know. What we're gonna do now is talk about some new bugs that have just popped up in the game, and for me, I've yet to experience one of them, and I'll just start off with the first one here. This one is going to be the pelican bug. So this right here is a user named Orthane, and this is a bug that he has experienced, and I have never seen this before. Well, as you can tell right here, the pelican is submerged into the texture, or essentially has landed into the texture. It's weird, man. Definitely weird. If you guys have experienced this bug, let me know down below in the comments. Coming up at number 2, what we have here is the evacuation bug. Essentially what happens is that the citizens will stack up right at the door entrance, and they will not move for whatever reason. So with this bug right here, I'm not too sure if it was introduced last patch or in the recent patch. Alrighty, what we have here now is missing textures. Now this right here is actually game breaking because some of you might not be able to use your turrets. For example, this user says, "The day where my turrets became a question mark, game breaking bugs." Then he continues on by saying, "Turrets not working, rockets and autocannon sentry. Half squad crashes during launch and I get 2 question mark turrets. The rocket launcher is sometimes staggering me, but it's not hurting in its hole. Flag Stratagem not available for everyone, reason unknown, few days ago. Operation failed. Survey mission, impossible to call the survey probe after completing one. And last but not least, cannot aboard Pelican 1 at the end of mission." And last but not least, a user has experienced a missing object. For example, this user says, "Object bugged out, so we have to fail the mission. This is the 3rd time this has happened to me after the last update. Haven't seen anyone talking about it, kind of game breaking since you can't complete the mission." And the mission that he's talking about is the encrypted hard drive. If you guys have experienced this bug or possibly a bug that we have yet to discuss, let me know down below in the comments. Okay, last but not least, we're going to talk about the major order because I'm pretty sure we're about to fail it. Is it a big deal? Probably not for some of you, but for me, I was definitely looking forward to using the anti-tank mines. So with that being said, I'm pretty sure we're about to fail it, and it's all due to probably a few reasons. 1, blocked regions. That would be the most important one. Then the other reason is that some players have been banned for linking their PSN and unlinking it. With that being said, if you guys would like to check out my previous video, definitely do so because I have covered that topic specifically. And the other reason could possibly be that some of you are burnt out. Maybe you're just overdone with the whole nerfing, balancing, and maybe even the latest Warbond as well. So with that being said, these are some of the reasons as to why we are failing. But yeah, let's continue on and take a look at the top comments from the previous video. If you guys would like to be featured in the next video, comment down below. Starting off with number 1, we have Will, and he says, "Come on, planet's liberated and there ain't no little towns or cities in sight. Imagine going up 20 plus floors to destroy a stalker or a shrieker nest. Damn, man, damn." Coming up at number 2, this comment right here by this user named Straight says, "Captain CEO with first mate Twinbeard. I don't know what we'd do without them, at least someone is being the voices of reason." And last but not least, we have this comment by this username, the Baron9405. This person says, "I really hope they don't nerf the spear too much. On the new biome, I really want them to add urban and factory biomes." Anyways, these are your top 3 comments from the previous video. Remember, if you'd like to be featured in the next one, comment down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video.